Warning, this review is not about the spoilers, but it's going to have spoilers in it. So, there's this really well liked Liam Neeson movie that I hadn't seen before called The Grey. Figured, why not? I like Liam Neeson. Let me sit down, watch this movie. How bad could it be? Well, it's not so much bad as really, really stupid. Okay, in the movie, Liam Neeson is your hero, and he is a hunter survival expert who lives in Alaska protecting oil workers from wolves. The problem is this survival expert is suicidal. You can see what they're trying to do here, a character whose nature is at odds with his existence, but it's dumb. And as this movie progresses, he survives a plane crash, which is kind of silly because he actively tries to survive the plane crash. You're suicidal. A suicidal person who's in a crashing plane takes off their seatbelt and says, "That's it, I'm good." He tries to survive by buckling himself into two separate seats so that when the plane crashes, he's doubly secure. Except that seats welded to the main frame of an airplane are kind of like the different teeth in a comb. They'll flex kind of together, but not completely together. When that plane crashes, being strapped to two seats is going to rip Liam Neeson in half. The reason why it works is because the writer didn't know that. I don't know why he wouldn't know that. Fairly obvious. Um, the next really stupid thing that happens is when Liam Neeson takes charge, they set guards, so everyone else can sleep. So instead of standing watch, of course, the guards take seats from inside the airplane and drag them outside the airplane so that the guards can sit down, recline the seats, and relax. In fact, both guards actually go to sleep, which is one of the least effective ways to guard anything. Not only that, but the guards set the two chairs right next to each other, so they're effectively guarding the exact same field of vision. They're not even like facing out in slightly different directions, just facing in one direction so that the rest of 360 degrees is unwatched. And in fact, the whole 360 degrees is unwatched because both guards are asleep. Um, this would be understandable if the people guarding didn't know anything about guarding, but one of the guards who goes to sleep is Liam Neeson. The guy who's supposed to be keeping everyone alive doesn't know that to guard someone you have to be awake. Um, and of course, someone wakes up in the middle of the night and has to go take a pee. So where does he go? The smart thing would, of course, be to walk out right between those two guards, wake them both up, tell them, "I'm stepping 10 feet in front of you, I'm going to stand right there, and I'm going to pee, then I'm going to go back. Then you guys are good, you can go back to sleep." No, he doesn't. He wants his privacy. So he goes around to the other side of the plane, 180 degrees away from where the guards are, where it's dark and no one's watching. So of course he gets killed. Nobody sees it because nobody's awake. Nobody hears it because nobody's nearby. And apparently also these are stealth wolves. And nobody realizes that the reason why this man is dead is because the guy who came up with the guard system was an idiot. Um, and the rest of the movie is exactly as stupid. These wolves can apparently fly because there is, in the journey that these characters take, there's a cliff that they have to climb down because there's no path down. The wolves that are attacking them um can get up and down the cliff. So either the humans were too stupid to find the path that the wolves use, or the wolves can fly. So we have flying or rock climbing stealth wolves. This movie's about ninja wolves. That's how stupid this movie is. Um, and for a mentor, the only thing that Liam Neeson has for a mentor is a poem that his father, who was an abusive alcoholic, used to read in his moments of calm clarity with the apparently memorable line, "To live and die in one day," which Liam Neeson interprets as the ability to, if you have to die, make sure you really, really live first. In other words, YOLO. That's the message of this movie is YOLO, seriously. And to a suicidal survivalist, this is the greatest advice in the world because now it's not suicide, it's not dying if he really, really lives while he's committing suicide. And Jesus, so that's what he does. Now, keep in mind that this suicidal survivalist is supposed to be keeping other people alive. Every plan he comes up with during the movie fails. It's not just the setting guards that aren't guarding anything. He comes up with this contraption where they use shotgun shells as the spear tips for spears. Only one of them goes off, and that one doesn't even do anything to the wolf, meaning it didn't work. Every single plan he comes up with gets another guy killed, and only one person is saying, well, maybe this guy shouldn't be the leader. And eventually, enough people get killed to convince this guy that, you know what, maybe he should be the leader. Since everyone getting killed apparently isn't me, so yeah, he's good. Um, yeah, this, you want to find an upside for this movie. The only upside is the movie is actually very well directed and it's very well acted. The acting is superb from everyone. The cinematography is beautiful, but the story is among the dumbest stories I have ever encountered in film history. It's the stupidest movie I've ever seen that wasn't a Jim Carrey comedy. Seriously. So no, I didn't like this movie. Just because the acting is as good as it is and the directing is as good as it is, I have to give a star for each of those. I really want to give this movie 0 or 1 star. In yeah, it's bad enough. I'm gonna give it 1 star. It's one star. Everybody else liked this movie, not me. This movie's terrible.